What's the worst Tinder date you've ever been on?
Okay, so one time this guy told me to come to Queens at 1 a.m.
I'm really into Asian women despite what I'm marrying. Hope y'all have a great wedding.
And they were planning to 2 days after my birthday.
I mean, this guy was so cute. I was honestly willing to do anything at this point. Honestly willing to do anything at this point.
Just the betrayal and like, how could this person that I cared about so much do that to me?
String me along for 5 months as the other woman and still have a live-in girlfriend of 3 years.
They now have a baby together.
Came to my house, would put her on Do Not Disturb, go to her house, put me on Do Not Disturb. It was a whole mess.
2 weeks later, he's literally engaged to somebody else. And I'm like, what the heck? This is my dating life.
I'm not a piece of meat.
And they're not going to reciprocate your feelings. They're only about themselves, and they could care less about you.
Why wasn't I good enough to date? You know, I was good enough to sleep with, I was good enough to hang out with.
You are good enough to hook up with, but not good enough to date.
I got played.
Good enough to hook up with, but not good enough to date. That is really the essence of today's dating market, which is leading to an ever-increasing number of women who find out the hard way that just because a Chad or Tyrone is interested in you by liking your photos, swiping on you, and asking you to come over, does not mean he's actually interested in you.
That I'm done. I'm done with situationships, with guys who just use me because, you know, they want to sleep with me, or they just, you know, want to hook up with me, or like or something like that. I'm just very done. I'm done. I'm exhausted, guys.
Yep, she's done, and probably was already done for several years. Today she's more like overcooked or burned, since she's obviously been played over and over again to the point of complete mental destruction, and now sees no path to happiness. And when you look on social media, especially the mental wasteland that is TikTok, you'll find millions of women who've reached the exact same point, complaining about how they are the victims of F-boys, manipulation, gaslighting, etc.
It hurts when men use manipulation to try to get you to trust them, to let your guard down, to get what they want from you.
But in reality, they are actually all victims of stupidity, which I'll prove to you through several examples of classic Chadness, starting with this girl.
I open the door, his apartment's a disaster. He's ginormous too, he's like 7 feet tall. He takes me to his room.
Right away, he's ready.
So check it out. She actually went to a stranger's house at 1 o'clock in the morning, who then took her to his room and fed her a whole bottle of the cheapest wine he could find.
He gives me a double bottle of red wine.
You can use a smoke thing, wine. Wine is very popular.
Wine is the best.
Yeah.
One of the barefoot things.
Now, does that sound like Prince Charming to you, or someone using clever manipulation tactics?
These people are masters at lying, switching it around, minimizing it.
You've got to let go of the idea that you were stupid for falling for them.
No, you are stupid for falling for them, since these tactics are ridiculously easy to observe, and Chads do not even try to hide their intentions. There's no dates, no dinner, no manipulation or special tactics being used. It's just simply come to my house ASAP.
Depends, you know, like sometimes they want to go out and have like dinner. Maybe I don't want to go to dinner, you know, because I see her a different way.
And so if they're really attractive, I'll go out to a drink, to a bar or something, you know.
Same.
But
if they're not?
Yeah, 1 point lower, like, they're coming over, you know what I mean?
See, that is how Chads actually operate. None of this manipulation or love bombing nonsense that you keep hearing about on social media, which is just a coping mechanism for women to hide behind for when they think with their and they get used by a Chad who sees no value in them at all.
Know somebody there?
I see a girl I hooked up with multiple times last year. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never see her.
You never saw her?
No.
She's good, man. You'll like her.
And so when Chad says, come over to my place at 1 a.m., they don't hesitate at all and run to his call like a true simp.
What's the furthest you'll drive for a guy?
It's like 400 miles.
400 miles?
Yeah. This guy told me to come to Queens at 1 a.m.
Please drop a like on the video if you think that these girls getting played by Chads is 100% their own fault, and comment down below what you think. Now, after a couple times of bedroom fun...
Hey, do you wash your covers when your guy done having...
Yeah.
Right after, really?
No, a week after.
Ooh, cochina.
I'm on there.
Oh, you
could. Amy.
The Chad will stop texting since he was never interested in a girl to begin with.
But
too lazy?
Sometimes too lazy, sometimes like I say, I was and then just swipe. So
yeah.
And so the classic ghosting happens, causing these women to run to TikTok to claim that they are now the victim of a narcissistic, emotionally abusive ex.
My ex-boyfriend was a raging narcissist, and I'm going to tell you some stories.
Missing your narcissistic ex or wanting to go back to them?
When you forgive a narcissist in a relationship, right? They're gonna disrespect you, they're gonna lie to you, they're gonna manipulate you, they're gonna cheat you.
There's a reason why your narcissistic ex claims that you're the one who's a narcissist.
Listen to me. If you're healing from narcissistic abuse, you need to hear this.
This is what you call zero accountability, since these women take absolutely no accountability at all for handpicking guys that tell them from the start, come over and let me use you.
You really like this, So that's how you open it. You open up with, So,
don't be paid.
Welcome to dating in the 21st century. Anyways, moving on, because it's about to get a lot worse in these next examples that really demonstrate why these women keep getting played over and over and over again by classic Chads and Tyrones, causing all hope to disappear.
It's already too late. You already love him. That already means that you're gonna get hurt. It's too late.
It just spiraled me into like a rabbit hole, and it takes me to like a dark place.
And it's gonna drop you into this rabbit hole of never finding peace.
All these hopeless romantics who just want a nice guy to love them and be loyal. But somehow these mean, evil chats keep popping up in their dating apps and forcing them to swipe on them. There's clearly nothing these helpless women can do. Right. Now the reality is, of course, that the average guy cannot pull this off at all. This special power is reserved for Chads and Tyrones only.
I think we have gathered 80 matches.
And these guys are not using clever tricks. Chads will simply say what they want and what they're thinking, since they really don't give a because they've actual thing to do.
We haven't even ordered our coffee yet. This guy goes, "You're chubbier in person," and goes like this at my belly.
Yep, classic Chad. You see, a guy that's serious about dating a girl would never have said that, but Chad definitely will, since he's already got 3 better options lined up right now, so why would he bother with small talk or trying to please her?
Dating apps, only to re-download them is ridiculous, but it's not so bad because then I get to meet people like you. Want to come over?
And this is where all of these bad relationships, hookups, situationships, whatever you want to call them, start out with, since these women are handpicking these guys to then complain that all men are like this.
Is women want to be able to have casual without being traumatized every time. There is such thing as like treating somebody like a woman and having a basic amount of respect with some type of empathy and compassion for them and curiosity doesn't mean that you want to marry them, you know? And I feel like this is lost. This is lost to so many guys.
Oh, hey again. Oh, hey. Wait, we've talked before? I don't remember speaking to this particular woman.
When in reality, it's just a very small group of men who have the luxury and spend zero effort on getting laid, since 80% of women are all fighting over the exact same small group of guys.
I constantly just feel my phone vibrating, the messages that are coming in. Getting a ton of messages.
Now this all applies to situations where the chat actually shows up, but since Chad is so busy with all of his hookups, he sometimes simply forgets to cancel and double books them.
And then he's like, okay, well just so you know, some like people's girlfriends are coming over, and I was like, cool. Not expecting it to be his girlfriend or a date he invited.
I just drove like an hour out of my way to come hang out with this guy at his house, and I noticed that my message wasn't delivering. I tried to give him a call and his phone goes straight to voicemail, so I'm like, okay. So I walk up to the door, I ring the doorbell, bunch of dogs barking, nobody answers.
Oh, no worries, darling. Just wait 40 minutes for chat to finish, and then he's all yours. Yep, being a chat is hard, man. You basically need an assistant to schedule all of your hookups and then maintain texting contact. However, you'll probably end up banging her and ghosting her too, so that's probably not gonna work out. But hey, it can actually get worse, because Chad can also simply refuse to sleep with you to your face after meeting you for just 2 seconds, to then decide to leave since he doesn't want to waste his time.
Tinder date, right? We meet outside, meet together. He looks at me up and down and goes, "This isn't gonna work."
So we get there and we meet in the parking lot. So he got a full view of me. He gets up, goes to the bathroom, comes back, throws down a $10 bill, and walks out.
Yep, another classic chat with more options than a freaking NBA player, dodging those 6 and 7s like a pro. Now, what's actually happening here is that these women are actively picking men that are so far out of their league that they themselves can't even believe that these guys are for real.
All right, so first things first, we're gonna start off with Tinder. Just girls love this picture. And I think the reason is because I'm cooking. I don't think I ever cooked for any one of these girls. The amount of times that girls comment on how good my pictures are in regards to the quality and all that stuff, it's just insane.
You see, this is exactly the state of dating today, where average chicks are only picking the very best of guys they can find on these apps, after which they get super excited when they actually match and start imagining themselves having little Chad babies. However, Chad and Tyrone are in a completely different state of mind, and they are just swiping on everything like there's no tomorrow.
This is the trick on Tinder. You swipe on everything because the really need.
See, they don't even care who they actually swipe on. They'll sort that out later when they start sending those clever, manipulative text messages like, "Hey, come over and bring food."
Is the bar that low that you want me to drive to you and buy you food?
Oh boy, this one gets me every time, man. Now don't get me wrong, if a girl's actually hot, as in an 8, 9 or 10, then yes, Chads will put in a bit of extra effort, maybe even go as far as to go on an actual date. However, if the girl is just average, a true Chad will not waste his time on her at all, since they have hundreds of girls waiting to do whatever they ask.
I was honestly willing to do anything at this point.
And this is exactly the type of behavior that leads to millions of women being in situationships, thinking that they are in real relationships, and to most men not even getting dates, which then gets documented in articles like these. And this is where stupidity really takes off.
We're going to talk about this article that just came out in Psychology Today, The Rise of Lonely Single Men.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of your actions coming back to bite ya, we are going to stay single and happy, whereas y'all are going to stay single and frustrated. So it's your choice.
Mark my words, this era that we're living through right now is the return of the matriarchy.
Men need to address skills deficits to meet healthier relationship expectations.
Yep, these women are laughing, thinking that they are actually accomplishing something, when they hear that most women are in relationships and that most men are single and lonely, often accompanied with the phrase, "women are raising their standards."
Now that women are self-sufficient, they're expecting more from their men.
Every single one of you, myself included, needs to raise your standard.
There's a rise in lonely single men. We're tired. We are sick and tired. And honestly, this points a question of when is it the men's time to step up?
However, this just shows their complete ignorance when it comes to basic math, since unless these women are all lesbians, I don't see how you are pairing the majority of women with an actual guy, while at the same time most men are single. The only way this works is if you are pairing these women with the exact same guy, and that is exactly what's going on.
He finally let me in his phone, and I'm seeing all these texts come through from random numbers like Mercedes-Benz dealerships and stuff, but they were flirty messages from girls because I could see the preview. I clicked open the conversation, there was like pictures of girls in their conversation. I was just in shock.
So he was like, "I don't even know a Cynthia." I'm like, "Are you sure about that?" He was like, "Nope, don't know a Cynthia." Okay, if you don't know a Cynthia, who is this?
Asking him to give him a ride to the airport. I found out he was flying to Ohio to meet another girl.
She was like, "He's been at my house like every other night." So after he saw me, he would go see her. They were on a date in that Insta picture. That day, he also told her he broke up with me, which wasn't true.
I could honestly do hours of these montages with women complaining that the guy they are dating is seeing 2, 3, or 15 other women as well, showing the irony of women claiming that they are raising their standards and that that's why men are now lonely. And these women are so scared to death to find out that yet another guy they fall in love with is already dating multiple people, which is leading to complete despair.
Which is probably just from going home with men who don't even like me that much. That's not in correlation to the bruises, that's just me being bitter.
Yep, that standard raising really seems to be working out great. I mean, isn't it ironic that women have now raised their standards, as they love to say, so high that they are actually dating the same guy who's just using them twice as hard for bedroom fun and leaving them even more broken than ever before. This was Why Women Keep Getting Played by Chats and Tyrones. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.